Hello all, combat and welcome back to another Marvel Snap Decks of the Week video. In this video we're going to be showing you 10 decks of the week. As always, these are meta decks, fun decks, whatever you want to call it. It's just a little bit of everything. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like the video, it helps a lot. One of the main things YouTube cares about for the algorithm, so drop a like, I appreciate it, and let's get into it. So, first deck is just going to be a Darkhawk deck. This deck has been around for a little bit. It's very open. Like the junk idea and the Moon Knight stuff is nice. The Moon Knight version obviously gives you a way to snipe opponent's Hela if you're facing a lot of Hela. Obviously being able to clog that stuff up is real nice. Nova is kind of falling off a little bit because Arishim's not played as much, but you can still play it in there, still minus power for your opponent, right? And you are adding more stuff to the deck with Rock Slide and Cog. So it's probably one of the better decks to put her in. So she's fine in here. Obviously Viper for front of the hood. You get to cheat out Proxima. You get to have a cheap stature. So there's quite a lot of plays. You can get a lot of power out of this. This deck's really good. I actually love that deck. Next up, we have just like a, I don't know what to call it. It's like just a tempo-y type deck, right? So you got your Fina package. You got Jeff, Juggernaut, Gwen pool to give you some buffs, Copycat, still a great card. Killmonger to deal with all these ones like Human Torch and stuff like that that's bouncing around. Hope to give you some energy. Vision, just a good card. You hit it with Gwen, you can move it around and stuff like that, right? So it's a pretty good deck. It's kind of a move deck, but like not right. It's just kind of where the kind of it's like mid-rangey move type package went, but now that we've got more move cards, like proper move is back. So it's kind of feels a little cheap to call it move. I even know there's what 4 move cards in here. So it's a pretty decent deck. Next up, Agatha. She got buffed recently, and she's in a very good spot. There's kind of a lot of different packages to go right. There's kind of flexible, right? You all have the Hydra Bob, the Makari, Claw, Legion, Black Bolt type stuff that is very open. You can switch them out for whatever you want. It is nice to have this hand discard type version with the Black Bolt because you're going to Moon Knight as well, so you're going to have a cheap stature. Moon Knight could hit Ghost Rider, so it's a little but you've got to risk it for a biscuit. Black Knight is kind of core in here because you want to be able to drop an undestroyable 14 power card, right? Get the Ebony Blade out, which is can't be destroyed, so it's nice to have that out. And then obviously you Ghost Rider the Agatha back, and it's 14 power and 2 lanes. So Agatha's in a good spot right now. Next up, we have this Toxic deck. I played this yesterday, so there's a video on this deck on my channel. Just look for yesterday's video. Honestly, had a hell of a lot of fun with this. If you don't draw your key pieces against like Hela, you do struggle a little bit. Like you need the USA, you need like your Red Guardian and stuff like that, and you just need your Ajax. And it can be really annoying, but also if you just draw your cards with this deck, it's really hard for them to beat unless they've got Luke Cage, but that's what you got Red Guardian for, right? So, fun deck, great deck. I love it. Next up, Bounce. Might do this deck next. I might do a video on this tomorrow, or a similar version of Bounce, because I haven't really played the Black Swan. This became an Activate, so I want to give that a real go and see how much better she felt, because before thought she a 3/5 and she kind of felt awkward to play on turn 5. So we'll see how she feels now. Could be nice. You get to keep your Falcons and stuff like that to later turns, right? Get your beasts out, and then you get a big power swing with like a Rocket, Sable, Nico, with your Hit Monkeys and your Werewolf and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to giving Bounce a go with the new Black Swan. Next up, standard discard. Discard's kind of not discard. Sorry, destroy. Destroy's kind of had. It was kind of this stable deck that's been around for so long without real changes, but recently it has had some changes that you kind of want to put in, but you also don't need to, right? So you've got the Atuma. This change It was great. It adds quite a lot to the deck. It's probably better in the Nimrod version than just like a standard discard stuff where you're getting like, you put in, oh my god, how have I forgot his name? Where's the destroy cards? Like Deathlock and stuff like that in here, right? Yeah. So instead of like putting a Deathlock and Shang-Chi in, you probably put in the Atuma and Nimrod in. Arana, she is nice for the Deadpool. She dies for X23. Wolverine, Hulkbuster, you know, all that. So she is nice. You could also be Forge if you wanted to, but it's up to you. I feel like this is a better card than Forge if you've got her. Okay, next up we got Junk. Junk is okay deck. It's in a spot where it's really interesting and nice. Like this change kind of killed Junk a little bit, where the Doc Ock just pulled the lowest power now, but it's still playable. It's a 4-8 at the end of the day. What carries Junk right now is Cannonball. If you don't have Cannonball for your Junk stuff, I'd probably not play it. This card wins more than anything else. This is the key card to Junk right now. Obviously, you also need all these other cards, like the White Widow is very important as well. Other than that, nothing else really. It's new. Maybe Kate Bishop kind of getting up there a little bit, being important. But like, you can get away without Celine, you can get away without Silver Sable, stuff like that. But Cannonball and White Widow are the two cards you kind of need up there with the Series 5 cards. I was going to say Series 4 and 5, but what Series 4, Lou? Next up, like I said before, Move's kind of been fantastic. These two new cards are amazing for Move right now. Move can offer you a lot of power. I do prefer playing the Move decks with Eliath in here, especially because we're playing in a Hela meta. It's very easy for this deck to get ahead so that you can drop the Eliath and stop Hela plays, which is fantastic. If you're not playing Eliath in decks that are very easy to get an initiative right now, you have no right crying about Hela. Honestly, there is like the card just stops Hela, right? There is answers to Hela. Hela might be annoying, but you can't if you're not playing like an Eliath or a Cosmo in a deck at least, then you have no real right to be crying about Hela stuff because you're not even trying to beat it. At the end of the day, you just letting them do what they want to do. Next up, we have a War Machine deck, another good change recently. Honestly, I have to say the changes that they've done recently have been kind of on point. I feel like the 4/7's a little stupid for this card. I feel like putting him down to power is probably good because the effect is fantastic for the power level. So it's just a decent card anyways. It lets you play Infinite and Ebony Maw and stuff like that. And then you've got Madam Web, new card to move around. Kyera to protect your stuff. Armor, because you're going to play some big stuff, right? You've got Cole, you can play out here. You can get stuff out with your Blink, and then again, Eliath in here. Electra's in here because if you've got War Machine down, it doesn't stop you, right? So, there's plenty of good cards in here. And the last deck is just going to be the Hela deck that I talked about powering a few times. Honestly, Hela, with the change to Hellcat, another great change, I gotta say. This time at least they put the power down, unlike War Machine, where they just kind of left it with good power and just changed its effect, right? Now, Hellcat lost 2 power because the effect is incredible. It's a very key for discard card. Unfortunately, it has made, where is it? It has made Corvus pretty much pointless. I'm not gonna lie. That one extra energy is nice, being a free cost is nice, but most of the time you aren't looking to discard just every time you draw on a card, right? Where Hellcat you can choose. Obviously, Corvus is a little bit better for turn 6 draws because obviously you can't activate. But other than that, like Hellcat just kind of carries Hela right now. And anyway, that's it for the videos. Hope you enjoyed the decks, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Ooh.